Let's face it, emergencies happen.
It can be a tornado, house fire, flood, or terrorist attack.
We're not trying to freak you out or anything, because being scared of something that might not even happen is just plain silly.
But being prepared in case it does is just plain smart.
Smart and easy. In fact, there are just 3 steps you need to take to be ready for anything. 1, create a plan for you and your family.
2, prepare an emergency kit.
And 3, listen for information about what to do and where to go during an actual emergency.
We call it Ready in 3.
And that's what this program is all about.
Ready in 3. Ready in 3. Ready in 3. Ready in 3.
Emergency preparedness starts at home.
Our homes might be different, but the first step in getting them ready for a crisis is the same no matter where you live. You've got to have a plan.
What will you do? Where will you go? Who will you call?
Believe me, you are way better off answering those questions now, so you and your family got it together. Otherwise, confusion could turn a critical situation into chaos.
If you can, sit down with your family to decide on a plan. Dream up as many possible problems as you can, and together, come up with an answer for each. Like, do you have an emergency supply kit on hand? You'll need one if the electricity goes out and you're stuck in the house for a few days, or even longer.
Do you have a designated safe room in case of a chemical attack? Pick a room with the fewest windows and doors and enough space inside for your whole family.
Sometimes, it may not be safe to stay in your own home. You should plan several different evacuation routes. If you're driving, remember to keep your car windows and vents closed and turn off the air conditioning and heat. Also, remember to bring your pets and emergency kit with you.
Once you've got the house thing covered, think about other situations. How will you respond to an emergency in the middle of a school day?
You and your loved ones need to think about how you will get in touch with each other and where you can meet. You should plan where you will go and how you will get there.
If you have parents who work or brothers and sisters at different schools, just getting in touch with each other could be a challenge. Make sure each of you has a list of phone numbers for each other and think about making one friend or family member the main contact for all of you.
Hey, did you know that sometimes during an emergency, it's easier to make a long-distance phone call instead of a local call? In that case, it'd be better to choose an out-of-town person to connect separated family members.
Different lives need different plans. We thought it would be cool to see how other families are dealing with their own unique situations. Check it out.
If we have a fire, we have windows to push out and we can get out there.
We would meet outside my house if anything would happen inside the house and try and go to a neighbor's house or a friend that lives close.
If there's a tornado, we go in the basement to a bathroom, which has no windows.
We have food in this little cabinet. So in case we have to stay down there for a while, we can eat. And there's a bed kind of thing down there on the TV.
My family has an emergency kit in the car with water, food, flares.
If something happens when I was at school and my mom was at work, then usually our neighbors, since we're mostly at home, they'll call the leasing office, and the leasing office will call my mom, and my mom will call the school and have our grandparents come and pick us up early.
I keep a cell phone and a little duffel bag in my classroom so that my brother and I can use it to call my mom and just alert her that we're okay.
We would call my Aunt Donna if the power was out in Florissant, my city, because she lives way in O'Fallon, so she would be able to contact people if we needed her to. If the power was out around the state, we would probably try and contact my Aunt Joni, who lives in Florida.
No matter which plan of action you take, make sure you use common sense. Watch TV or listen to the radio to get as much info as possible.
Listen to your teachers or your parents as they put emergency plans into place. And above all, stay cool. There's no reason to panic because state officials have things under control, and you have a plan.
The second step in being prepared is to have an emergency kit. What happens if you don't have enough food in the house and you can't get to the store for days or weeks? What if the electricity isn't working and you can't cook anything? Worse, the food in the fridge goes bad. Getting an emergency kit together is really easy, and it makes life a lot easier down the road should something ever happen. A great way to start on your kit is by taking a look at the Family Safety Guide. If you don't already have one, just email info@dhss.mo.gov and the Missouri Department of Health and Senior Services will send you a booklet. Or you can visit the Radiant 3 section of their website and order copies of your own. It has this handy emergency kit checklist inside, so you know just what to look for. The checklist has a ton of specifics, but let's just go over the basics, starting with food and water. You want to store at least 3 gallons of water for each member of your house. That's a gallon a day for 3 days. Don't forget to change your stored water supply every 6 months. Next, you want to pack away plenty of canned and dry foods. Oh, and don't forget the can opener. During an emergency, it will be very important for you to listen for information about what to do and where to go. So make sure you pack away a battery-powered radio, plenty of extra batteries, a flashlight, and a first aid kit. Also, make sure you have a list of medication for those family members who need to take medicine regularly. Make sure you keep your kit in a container that's easy to carry in case you have to leave home. Try a large bag like this, a plastic container, or a trash can with a lid. Now, as I mentioned, these are just the basic kit supplies for your home. You should also think about adding a kit to your car and throwing in some things like a deck of cards to give you something to do. Or toilet paper for, well, that goes without saying, right? There's a ton more that you'll want to include, but I don't want to bore you with the details. You're better off checking the list in the back of the book yourself and watching these guys have a little bit of fun with the idea.
We are on location at a local store for the first ever Emergency Kit Challenge. I'm joined here by 2 teams of 2, brothers Cedric and Alan, who will be making a kit for themselves, their mom, and their dog, and sisters Megan and Rachel, who have themselves as well as their mom and dad to think about. Each of them has 20 minutes and $35 to buy the items they need to create a home emergency kit. Before the time clock hits 0, you need to work together to decide which items you and your family need most, find those items, check out using $35 or less, and make it back here to this spot. That's when Brian Quinn steps in. Brian is our judge from the Missouri Department of Health and Senior Services and will be deciding which team got the best kit for their money. The winning team will get $50, $25 each for another shopping spree of your own. But win or lose, both teams get to keep the items they buy today for their emergency kit. So now you have your money, you have your family safety guide, which lists all the items you need to buy. Now you just need for me to say, go!
Turn. We need. What is that?
So I guess should we go down that way? Okay.
Let's go.
Toothpaste. Okay, get it. Okay, let's just get a big pack of something. Do you know where we could find flashlights?
We gotta go to electronics for the radio.
Red and yellow teams, you have 10 minutes.
We dog food.
Oh my gosh. Grab it right here. 58 cents. Just get a washcloth.
Some dogs are picky.
5 minutes left for the emergency kit challenge. Red and yellow teams, get to the checkout.
Get to checkout. Come on.
Come on, push.
Decisions. Now, let's see what you've got. Brian, what do you think?
Well, let's take a look at what each team has, and we'll kind of go through it item by item. Looks like you have some food, water. We want to make sure that you pack enough water for each member of the family for about 3 days each. Looks like you have some radios for some communication, some jelly. Oh, good. You remember dog food. Appears that you all have a dog, so it's important to think of every member of the family. And power bars. Good to think about nutrition and things that will keep for a long time without refrigeration, easily packable, and good to take along with you. Let's take a look at the other team and see what they've brought along. Okay. Looks like you got water. Again, it's important to remember to keep enough water on hand for every member of the family for about 3 days. So about a gallon a day per person. Some snacks, some hand cleaner, that's good. Shower and bath facilities may not always be available. You have plates, that's good. Looks like you have some first aid things in here, that's very important. Flashlight, very good thing to remember. Oftentimes in emergencies we lose our power. If you have to get out of the house or get out of the car in an emergency, it's very good to have a light source. Toilet paper, very good thing to remember. I think that speaks for itself. We also want to remind you that you're going to need more than this. You want to plan for about 3 days or longer to be away from your house, so you're going to need more food, you're going to need more water. So having said all that, I think I have decided on a winner, and it looks like the red team has the best variety of things, and would like to present you with $50, $25 each. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Megan and Rachel. Have fun spending your prize money. And Cedric and Alan, thank you for taking the Emergency Kit Challenge. We had fun with all of you. Now, go home and show your families your new kits. Together, you might even think of something else to add. And here to help you with that is Becky.
Hey y'all, it's cool to get the most for your money when you're getting your emergency kit together, but it's even better to save that cash and find the stuff you need right in your own home. I've got the list of items right here in the Family Safety Guide, so let's start raiding the pantry and closets for some supplies. Wow, just look at all this stuff. I found flashlights, trash bags, pencil and paper, needle and thread, unopened peanut butter, granola bars, soap, batteries, some old hats, gloves, and scarves, even a waterproof container for our important family documents. You know, the more I find, the shorter my shopping list gets. Now, I may have to grab a few things at the store when I'm finished with this thing, but the point is to start your kit at home and save some dough for your college fund. Or better yet, your wardrobe fund.
We're outside the Missouri Department of Health and Senior Services Situation Room. I can't tell you where it is or even show you the outside of the building. That's because this location is top secret. In case an emergency happens in the state of Missouri, the state's Public Health Action Plan starts right behind this door. I'm here with Julie Eckstein, the Director of the Department of Health and Senior Services, for an exclusive behind-the-scenes look at where it all goes down during an emergency. Julie, for starters, what happens in this room?
Well, hi, Garland, and welcome to our Department Situation Room, as we call it, the DSR for short. This is the central location where we provide all of the monitoring and potential reporting of any emergency that might occur. We have people working here 24/7, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
So how do you know when something has happened?
Well, really, there are 3 different ways that we utilize to gather information about potential events. First, we have a hotline, and the hotline calls are coming from anywhere. Anyone who thinks that there is some kind of emergency or potential emergency. Secondly, we partner with so many organizations, and those include local public health agencies, hospitals, doctors, and law enforcement. They all know to call in here if there's a potential public health event, bioterrorism event, or something similar. And then thirdly, we're constantly monitoring situations to find out what's going on in real time. One example of that is our computer system that allows us to monitor the emergency rooms in all of the hospitals statewide.
Now, how do you determine whether something is an emergency or not?
That's a really good question. Sometimes it's really obvious, like if a bomb explodes, we know immediately that there's a problem. But other times it might be a situation where there are a lot of people sick at once. So we have to constantly be monitoring and partnering with all of our local partners to assess those situations for emerging problems. We partner a lot with agencies like the FBI, Homeland Security, the State Emergency Management Agency, and even in touch with the governor for us to determine what is the best plan.
Let's say you know you have an emergency. Then what?
Well, our response really depends on what kind of emergency it is. But be assured, the state of Missouri has a plan to deal with any kind of emergency. First of all, we practice and drill for all of those kind of potential. We've practiced in case of a chemical spill, a situation where a lot of people need medication all at once. And no matter what kind of emergency, a few things always remain the same. First of all is our constant communication and partnership with local law enforcement. In addition to that, we always use all of our notification processes to work with the media to make sure TV, radio, and newspaper all know what's going on. That's why it's so critical for everyone to pay attention and listen for instructions.
Well, thank you very much, Julie Eckstein, for your time. And I would also like to thank you for giving us the inside scoop about what goes on behind the scenes.
So that's it. We've done our job of passing on what we know.
Now it's up to you to take it from here.
You've heard the term, knowledge is power. Well, the power comes from what you do with your knowledge.
Take control of your own safety and get ready in 3 by putting together a plan,
making a kit,
and listening for information when something really does go down.
And once you do, remember to check out your plan and your kit every now and then, just to make sure everything's still good.
Most of all, we'll hope you'll stay alert and remember, emergencies can happen anytime to anyone.
That's why it's cool that you're taking matters into your own hands, so that you and the people you care about will be ready in 3.
Ready in 3. Ready in 3. Ready in 3. Ready in 3.
Ready in 3.
Ready in 3. Ready in 3.
Ready in 3.
Ready in 3.
Ready in 3.
Ready in 3.
Ready in 3.
Ready in 3.
Ready in 3.
Ready in 3.
Ready in 3.
Ready in 3.
Ready in 3.
Ready in 3.
Ready in 3.
You know how I be with home safety. I'm ready in 3.